Friday. I don't know. The games were like super hard.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a Friday night thing or just maybe like the people that don't go out play that day or something. But
Could
yeah, it was
be.
hard on Friday night.
Okay.
But like otherwise, like um, I've been watching like a lot of Blippo Academy. So I've been
Mm.
applying those and also applying what I wrote down last time from our session, just like
Yeah.
committing to our plan and
Yeah.
using Q off CD. But I noticed that like if players know what I'm trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
then I can't execute the plan as well. Because in
I
some
see.
games where I'm like able to do the plan, I'm like, all right, this guy gets hit by my E and I'm able to trim the wave.
Yeah.
So I'm able to like use Q off cooldown. I'm able to zone play more aggressively.
Uh-huh.
But if a player knows what exactly what I'm gonna do, I'm just like, geez, like I'm getting destroyed in laning phase.
Okay. Do you have an example? I have some immediate thoughts, but I'd like to see what you're
Yeah, let
talking
me.
about. We can break it down.
So I think I did. Let me. It was. Let me screen share real quick.
Yeah.
It was these two games I played on Friday night, and then this LeBlanc game I did really well because I had jungle help.
Okay.
But this game, I was just farming with Malzahar back and forth. Like we're just
Yeah.
bouncing the wave. So I thought it was pretty boring. But he ended up having priority to River and just catching kills, and
Yeah.
I think our team fell really behind. So
Right.
I feel like I knew what was wrong with this one. But this this
Uh-huh.
this game I played a LeBlanc and he actually started E first, and I felt like he knew exactly what I was looking for. And
Right.
he would tether me, and I was like, whoa, geez, like I have no idea what to do here.
Okay. Let's press play and let's see what we can. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and LeBlanc is my main champ too, so I was assuming he's looking for WQ autos,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't do that, so it was pretty unexpected.
Yeah. Um. What? How do you think the LeBlanc Victor matchup should go?
I think LeBlanc should look for when Victor's E's and Q's are off cooldown and look for an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's how I was thinking about it.
Okay. But as a LeBlanc player, like, what is she trying to do in this lane? You know what I mean when I ask that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what LeBlanc, because if I was playing
Mm-hmm.
LeBlanc into Victor, I would probably play off my electrocute, try to poke him down so he would have to base.
Right. Um. So I guess what I'm asking is like, so
30 seconds until minions
when you get
spawn.
into this game, what's kind of your plan, right? Your plan is essentially to try to poke her down with Q and hit E's in ways that like she can't really combo you, right? So
Hmm.
LeBlanc's weakness is what? It's the ability to manage the wave, right? So
Yeah.
the way you should be like aiming to optimize those skill shots is like okay, so there's multiple factors, right? Let's just watch and then we can break it down so that I know
Minions have
what I can
spawned.
address.
Okay.
But I guess what I wanted to clarify is like her weakness is managing the wave. So it's less about like dominating her. It's more about not letting her play the game that she wants. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you have to use
Mm-hmm.
skills to trim the wave. Like she
Right.
needs to use W or whatever.
Right, because LeBlanc without kills is like way more useless than Victor without kills.
Yeah, so that caught me so off
Mm-hmm.
guard. I was like,
I
wait,
see.
an E start.
Yeah, pretty interesting, but kind of works out because you're taking minion aggro when you do that, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely an interesting counter idea. But with pushing waves, oh, okay, I see. Sorry, I'm just watching.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to see what I did too. Yeah, but that was such a good angle.
Yeah, okay. So let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back. Okay, a little further back. Play. So double click your champion. Yeah. Okay. So you saw what you did there, right?
Let me take a look.
Yeah. Let's start with the first Q. Let's start with each and individual Q usage, and let's see if like those Qs are good Qs objectively when you're watching the replay. So if you go all the way back. Yeah, so here. Let's start from the beginning. Let's dissect each individual Q and see if that's one that you should have been using, right? Okay. So, what do you think about that one?
So that one caught me off guard because I thought she was just gonna
Uh-huh.
W into me, and I think if she
Gotcha.
W's into me, she'll take minion aggro,
True.
and I would win the trade because of my Q shield.
Right. Yeah,
But she
fair.
started E, yeah.
So she definitely big brained you level 1. That's unpredictable.
Yeah.
So fine, neutral. Okay, let's
Yeah,
say that
I
one's
was like-
neutral. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
think usually LeBlancs do start W level 1 because all of the melee minions die at the same time. So the goal is that she gets all 3 melee minions with her W. But as you see, she can't CS very well now, right? So the trade-off is like your Q cooldown is much lower than her E cooldown. So click on her. Her E is 10 seconds. So you'll get 2 Qs per E. Okay. So knowing that, what do you think you should do here? Like okay, so for the first trade, kind of awkward. How should you play the next trade?
I should probably step up around these melee my melee minions to look for another Q before her E comes up.
Exactly. So there's a couple things that you can do here. One, just consistently be autoing the wave because you know she can't trim it. Like she has nothing. She has E. So now what you can do is use that to your advantage. If you're trimming this wave and throwing Qs and standing behind your minions, it's okay if you don't proc that auto because you're going to build an advantage slowly. She can't do anything. She has a 10-second E cooldown. 12 seconds, I think, is the full one. But your E or your Q is on a much lower cooldown. So anyways, so that's the first Q. Let's go to the next one. Press play.
Yeah, man.
So you're trimming. That's good. Trim, trim, trim.
Yeah, I need to be stepping up here.
Yeah. Stepping up,
I'm-
standing behind those minions, throwing a Q now. Like, you got a Q, you got a Q. There
Yeah,
you go.
I got a Q here.
Yeah. So there, what happened? You're not standing behind your minions, so she gets
Minions.
that E off, right? And then
Yeah.
you also take the minion aggro. So here, actually, if you were behind, you would Q auto and walk away, and you win. Actually, the other thing
Yeah.
is you're about to hit level 2. So you have everything going for you right now. And you know that there's a fiddle, so the chances of you getting ganked are almost slim to none. So basically, like, for the first, like, 3 to 4 levels, you can do anything you want. So what's your overall plan, right? Okay, so we could talk about the micro in terms of individual Qs, but what's your overall plan, right? Like, let's say you get to level 3. What are you thinking about doing then? Because now she has her full combo, right? So
Yeah.
it looks like to me what you want to do here is you want to push the first 2 to 3 waves and then start to stand back and poke her down with your laser. Is that correct?
Yeah, while she's trying to
Yeah.
CS.
Yeah, exactly. So totally fair. So let's see how the next one goes.
Yeah, I played level 1 pretty poorly.
No worries.
I see what I did wrong.
Great, but what happened here? You hit level 2, and you're behind your melees or your range.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So that's another opening, right, to get some free damage in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got intimidated.
Yeah, that E threw you off, man. I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, she played that well too. Yeah, let me go back again. So she hit 2. She saw
Right.
2 low. Oh. Oh,
So walk into your minions. If you know she has E, she's not gonna be able to hit it if you walk into your minions.
yeah.
Right?
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So I can give you like another tip, and this is super next level, and you'll be like, holy shit. So pause for a second.
Yep.
This is just a fun fact. I don't expect you to do it whatsoever. So when you watch pro play, you'll see, or even like streamers, they'll do things like, if you watch Dunn, who's a popular Viktor streamer, he will walk in front of the entire wave and Q his opponent. Like at level 1, just in front of the entire wave and Q his opponent. And then you'll see like they don't take aggro or they don't take damage from their opponent. Do you know why?
Okay, so their minion wave is the opponent's minion wave is behind them as well.
Behind the
Viktor, like let's say I'm positioned where like LeBlanc
he's almost
is right
standing like where the cannon is at level 1, maybe even further up. Yeah. Have you ever seen that before?
I never seen that before.
Okay, so there's 2 reasons why it's crazy next level and why it works. So one, there's a way to throw your Q that pro players and people who are at that level are so good that they can see the minions when they're auto attacking. So for example, right now, the minion's auto attack is already in the air, right? So if you Q her and auto her in that amount of time, you're not going to take minion aggro. That's how good these pro players are. So I'm not saying like you should do that. I'm just saying like there's a level to which you can execute that the micro is like incomprehensible. So what I'm saying is like every single detail matters, right? So when you throw your Qs on LeBlanc, stand in your minions, or make sure you're tethering away from the W range, right? As soon as you Q, the auto is just a bonus, you know? Like, if you use the auto on the wave or the cannon, that's also winning. Because now, she has to choose to use her abilities on the wave. So you gotta constantly make her decide, okay, is she going to sacrifice wave momentum for a little damage? And am I in range of that damage? Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's next level.
That's next level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, honestly, the other option that you have is not even leveling up W here, right? Once you've hit level 3, how do you think you could land a W on LeBlanc? Do you think you could land a reliable W on her?
Definitely not.
Right. So, you know LeBlanc has pretty potent level 3, right? Another option that you could take is 2 points in Q and 1 point in E. And saving that Q for when she jumps in means she will take all of your minion damage, your level 2 Q, and the auto, versus her level 1 W and with her level 1 Q. So I'm not saying it's like you're not going to win every single trade, but you can minimize the amount that she wants to play her game, right? Because if LeBlanc gets you low at this point, you're in some deep shit, right? Like you have a Graves, you don't have hard CC, there's not like a reliable gank setup that's going to get you out of this lane. So like putting 2 points in Q here, totally a good strategy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like what I thought LeBlanc was trying to do is constantly autos to match my push and then look for QWs, because that's what I usually do as a LeBlanc.
Right.
But I guess he just mixed up his patterns and it kind of threw me off.
Right. But you also know that like her combos, like the WE, whatever she's doing, are super long cooldowns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So playing off of that, plus like knowing, hey, I can probably put 2 points in Q. I know that Fiddle's kind of a farming jungler. I can do whatever I want up until like level 3, 4. Knowing all of those things, then you can start to like get into the micro of like, okay, let me make sure I'm staying behind my minions. Let me make sure I'm hitting the cannon with this E so that I'm also hitting her, so that she's always going to take more minion aggro than me. Let me put 2 points in Q so that if she does trade me, I get a bigger shield, or, you know, I can trade back a little harder. So that's kind of like matchup knowledge, right? And the best way you're going to get that is if you knew, for example, in this scenario, 2 points in Q. Once you knew she had E, making sure that you're standing behind your minions. So like the pre-plan is like, it's like a loose pre-plan, right? So you know that your first plan was like, ah, shit, I can't go autopilot and just Q her. It's not working. I got to change it up. I got to change up something. And identifying like, okay, the first thing is the 2 points. The second thing is behind the minions. Then you can start to adjust your plan. So that's how like you get better, right? Like you come into these reviews, we talk about it, and the next game you're like, okay, I have plan A. This is plan A, right? Optimally speaking, this is my plan. if something changes, how do I tweak it on the spot so that it's still as optimal as it can be? Because you don't have to win every trade. You just have to make sure that the cost for that trade is greater for her than it is for you. And it's always going to be greater because you have teleport. She needs to kill you. So your win condition here is minimizing what LeBlanc wants to do.
Which is just killing me, right?
Which is killing you or killing your jungler, man, right? So, like, if you have the wave pushing, that means it's much harder for her to roam, right?
Yeah.
So, being able to push safely is kind of how you want to play this matchup. And that's a tough sell, right? Pushing safely is not always easy. The things that you have to your benefit when you're considering pushing safely, one, there's not a roaming support. It's Milio, right? Like, Milio, I mean, fine. You don't have to worry about like a level 3 Nautilus gank or like a Pike or like a Pantheon coming into your lane and screwing you up. You also don't have to worry about a crazy heavy ganking jungler. So you know that if you play to like the side of your jungler, you push those waves out of tether range, you put a couple points in Q, survive those early trades, she can't do what she wants, and you'll win. Because when you get to 100 minions, you auto-clear waves. Boom! Mm-hmm. She has no play at that point. She has to sit mid and suck it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense? Was that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That definitely makes sense.
Sweet, let's keep playing. I want to see what else, how it goes. So right now, you're playing super passive, right? You're not really trimming the wave. You're not pressuring her. Your E was a little lackluster, I'd say. It only hit 2 of the minions. And she's kind of getting what she wants. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, man, I played this pretty terribly.
That's okay, man. It's all about improving, right? So we're talking about the LeBlanc matchup.
Okay, so here I stand behind my wave. I went behind my wave.
And that was a positive trade. Okay, let's play that one slowly. Let's go back. Right? Cover you. Yeah, so let's slow it down. You hit the E. All she hit you with was Q and auto. And you block that damage with your shield. That was a net positive trade for you.
Yeah, I don't think I recognized it was a net positive either. I just was like, ooh, good thing I dodged an E and I'm not dead.
Okay. Yeah, watching for the micro is going to take a lot of practice. So here, you hit your laser. She doesn't hit you with the W. She autos you. Q. That's it. And you win. You won that trade. And now she's on cooldowns. Push the shit out of this wave. You should be Eing this wave, Qing this wave. You should be shoving this into her tower right now. And you chose not to, which is fine. I'm just letting you know that, like, next time you're in this situation, hard shove this.
Yeah, I need to shove this. Okay.
Yeah. And
she doesn't get to do what she wants.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why. I don't think I should have flashed there. They had no follow-up.
Yeah. The other thing is, you didn't use your early ward, did you?
No, I used it on top side.
Did you?
Top jungle. Yeah. Like here out.
Yeah, sorry if I missed it. Is that your ward?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, I see. Does that ward help?
No, but I did that because I was nervous from the LeBlanc.
Ah, got it. Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
So
this is a weird.
This is where I talk. Did we talk about level 1 like strategy before?
Like what kind of strategy?
Like the fact that game starts at level 1, so like evaluating where to get some early vision at level 1.
Yeah, you said like the ramp area, like over here.
The enemy ramp, right?
Yeah, or like right here, right?
Yeah, especially for Fiddle. Mm-hmm. If you had that worded, you would know this gank was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that all stems from my misplay of not shoving the wave so I can come down here and ward.
Okay, so I have a recommendation.
Uh-huh.
Let's go back all the way to the beginning. Maybe 30 seconds
Okay.
in. 30 seconds. Press play. What are you doing right now? Oh, you haven't left the gates yet. Okay, you're standing here.
Yeah, I'm standing here.
What else could you be doing?
Minion spawn.
I could ward right here.
Yeah. You could definitely ward right there. And that ward
Yeah.
is totally free. And the other reason is like you kind of are guessing, right? Like you're kind of guessing that Fiddle is doing a bot side clear versus a top side clear, right? Like so that's the thing, right? Right now you don't know. You know nothing. But if you had that warded and you see that in the first minute, both ways it works, right? So the amount of time that ward is up, if Fiddle doesn't clear raids, then he started top side. If he does clear raids, then he started bot side. And you know to hug top. Versus if he doesn't clear it, then you kind of hug the other side. So that, and the other thing is that ward will be back up around 3.5. So then you could use that ward at that point in either pixel brush. I guess my point is like the level 1 ward would give you some indicator of what Fiddle's thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I also didn't expect to get ganked from bot side.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Me neither. So that was a good gank. But what I'm saying is like if you had that ward at level 1, you could at least guess that that's an option, right? Right now, you don't know, and that's the worst place to be, is not knowing, not having any like inclination of where Fiddle could be, right? But if you had that ward down and then had it back up, you could then eliminate some other options, right? Like let's say you had that ward and right now he's actually gonna go, I think, to what's it called? He hasn't done his raids yet, right? You would actually know that from that ward. And so you could guess that he actually didn't start bot side.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that word would have expired around now, and you would have seen that he never did raids until now. So
Got it.
the guess then is he started topside. Well, let me know if that makes sense. I want to make sure that that resonates because it's different for every jungler, but the concept is the same.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean there.
Like, knowledge is also knowledge even if like the thing that you expected didn't happen. So like the fact that he didn't clear raids means he's on the opposite side. If he did clear raids, it means he's on that side.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. I got what you mean.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. So that's the early part. Let's see. Does she ever solo kill you?
I think so.
Okay, that's the one thing that you want to avoid.
Oh no, I don't think she does.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. Does she roam excessively?
Let me see. Does she even show up on the map here? No, I guess not.
Okay.
What do I die to here? I guess she starts roaming at like 13 minutes. Ooh, maybe that Q would have... No, I don't think it would have taken me out.
The LeBlanc Q?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't fault you for flashing there. Her E was on you. If she rooted you and then Q'd you, she could still do a little bit more damage. You know, I think that was an okay flash to use, given that situation. And if you look at the map, actually, your Graves tries to invade, even though Fiddle started topside. That's okay. I guess he gets a Gromp out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing here?
Warding river.
Okay. Why are you warding bot side, though?
I have no clue.
Yeah. So the second thing is, right, like, Fiddle ganked you from bot. Okay, so let's go back to that gank and open up the scoreboard. I want to talk about this now that we have a chance. So a little further back. Okay, pause. and open up the scoreboard on the bottom left. Use the eye. Yep, and then scoreboard, and then close it. Sorry, the eye. Yeah, and then press play. So, Fiddle right now, when he shows up, he has 24, probably 28 CS. Do you know what that means?
He cleared 7 camps.
He did a full clear, right? So you
Yeah,
know,
that's Scuttle, yeah.
right now, you know exactly what he did. He started top, he cleared his bot side, he did Scuttle, and then he ganked you. Where do you think he's going to go next?
He might recall or go back to his top side jungle.
Right. So
Oh, yeah.
when you come out of the base, and you TP in, and you ward your bot side,
Oh.
why are you warding your bot side?
Yeah, okay, I gotta think about that.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna go top side because he started top. Okay.
And actually, your Graves right now is invading, so he's actually going to run into this Fiddle. And you'll see that Fiddle is topside. So you'll get that extra vision automatically. So this ward is useless. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly,
yeah, I need to think about this thing.
And honestly, I don't think you had to ward right now because what's happening to your lane?
It's getting shoved in.
So you're going to be under tower, right?
Yeah.
And you see Fiddle chasing Graves into his jungle right now. So you don't need that ward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing that we could talk about is warding, like warding patterns and timers.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you're playing mid, you almost constantly have to be thinking about where the jungler is. So right now, right, you saw LeBlanc go back. Fiddle died top. Now would be a great time to ward that bot Pixel Brush, actually. Although he kind of does something funny. He goes to his wolves, I guess, because they're still out. Pretty inefficient, but he's probably going to do a top to bot clear again. So then you could ward that Pixel Brush right here. Oh.
Wow, okay, this LeBlanc, yeah, wow, okay.
Yeah, so if you go back to that trade, I'll give you a piece of advice here.
I want to hard shove this.
Yep, that's totally fine, that's good. Now walk into your minions. Into your minions, right?
Yeah.
And that doesn't land. But you're positioning too far out. So right now, like, she's going to land everything. Because she's choosing to do that damage on you.
Okay.
Also, notice what she bought?
Boot.
Tier 2 boots. So you're going to have a lot more trouble moving forward because she's going to catch you no matter what. So pretty smart on this LeBlanc's part, right? One, she can actually, like, tether you a lot better than you can tether her right now. And the second thing, she could actually walk out of the stun very easily right now. Because she has tier 2 boots. This is actually a kill for her if she was a little bit better.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 100% this is a kill. Because she has Ignite, she has Flash, she just burned her W, but that doesn't matter. Because her E is going to land, her Q is going to land. She can just auto you down at this point. She does step into the stun, so that's why I said if she was better. But with tier 2 boots right now, she could walk out of that stun, still land the E, get like an extra Q off, ignite, a couple more autos, and run you down, and you're dead. And actually, it gets worse. Then she could freeze the lane, because you have to walk back. So right here, this LeBlanc, if she identified that, man, I would not want to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
she stays in the stun, but right there, kill, 100%. That was a kill for her.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so low right now.
Yeah, and you have to walk it back. Let's see what she does. If she freezes this, oh man, it looks like I can't really tell if she does. She doesn't. Oh, yeah, she doesn't. Anyways, oh my god, she should have froze that.
Yeah.
I guess if she pushes and roams, that's also good. But if she froze that, that lane would be right in front of her tower. You have no flash. She's hitting 6, all in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So LeBlanc matchup, the counterplay out of her W range is the first part. Managing pushing the waves while tethering back, and then stepping into your minions is the other part. So that at least if she's comboing you, she's like kind of pushing it back. Because right now, you're off to the side, which is, you know, only helping her. Oh, close. Anyways.
Yeah.
Here's 6. You bought chapter, which is fine.
Yeah. I think we get rolled this game like by Kaisa.
Okay. Oh, we can watch more if you have any particular questions on any parts.
Yeah, I think just the laning phase for this one.
Okay.
But I do want to go over like a LeBlanc spot.
Of you playing LeBlanc?
Yeah, me playing LeBlanc.
Oh yeah, totally. I can give some advice there too. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Was this helpful?
Yeah, definitely. But
nice.
yeah, so I think main point just push wave against her. Watch out for W, E, and
Shut down.
Yeah.
and I gotta have her use skills.
Yeah, and put a couple levels in Q early. Like, that's totally fine. You don't need your W early against the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Especially if she's trying to go for that level 3, level 4 kill, which is usually what LeBlanc tries to do. Definitely put a couple points in Q and you'll screw her over. Honestly, I probably would have gone an Airy into this matchup, not first strike. Reason being, you know that in a LeBlanc matchup, it's going to be a lot of heavy trading.
Okay.
When you're getting into a lane with a lot of heavy trading, especially like, I don't know, assassin type matchup, you can go the Airy. It's definitely very strong for that. The secondary too, it's also totally valid when you go Airy to go into that resolve tree, right? Because LeBlanc's trade patterns are strong, but they're very long cooldowns. So if you want something like a second wind, and maybe even a shield bash if you wanted to, or what's the one on the bottom middle called? I forget. Second wind resolve? Is it? No, it's the tree.
The shield one, the 5% shield.
Yeah, what's that one called? I'm blanking on the
Revitalize.
name. Revitalize. There we go. Second wind and revitalize synergize very well. So that's one route that you could do. I recommend the area route anytime you're going for poke damage / heavy trading. The resolve tree against champions who have very long cooldowns, and then you know you can play out the lane from there. And if you're a little scared, that resolve tree will do you a lot of good.
Okay, second win. I'll consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try it actually, just in a normal game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we get rolled. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we just lose this game. We're so far behind as a team.
But yeah, if you guys fight them 5v5 here, it's like, I mean, it's kind of an even 5v5, but it looks like Kaisa's just rolling through you guys
Kaisa's
right
rolling
now.
through us. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they have a pretty scary team fight. I mean, your team fight's very good too. But if they're just that much fed, I don't know. If you have any questions or any moments like how to play team fights in this scenario or how to play team fights when they're diving for you, we can talk about that.
Yeah, diving. Let me see. Let me see if the replay is still up. But I remember there's a Jarvan game. Was it this one? I don't think it was this one. Oh yeah, I was this one. So I think I was. Wait, do I? I don't even remember playing a Nico. Hold up. Yeah, but Jarvan and Jax, they just dove, and then Nico. I don't remember Nico. Wait, oh, I remember this game. Okay, was it this game? Let me see. Yeah, I think this happens a lot. Like, yeah, Jarvan just. Oh, yeah, it was this guy.
Okay. So...
Oh yeah, this. Look at this. But yeah.
Is that you? No, I don't think
No,
you're
no,
there.
I'm not in this fight.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, see, look at all these kills Jarvan got.
So are you kind of asking me what you should do when someone gets that fed?
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I think.
So
I think
guess
at
it
one
depends,
point.
like, what you are doing when this is happening, right? Like, hard for me to jump around, but if you want to pick a moment.
Yeah. I remember one moment where. Okay, I think it was.
Okay. Where are you in this? Okay, so you're by the raids right now.
But
Now
I'm not
you're
even in
here.
the fight
Okay,
yet.
so where's your W?
I guess I didn't use it.
Okay, so let's rewind. Actually, let's break that one down a little bit, because I do see areas that you can. Okay, so press pause and let's play it much slower once you get there. Once you get there, let's play it in slow speed.
Okay, let me.
That's okay. Just let it go. That's fine. So this is actually like a really good scenario for you, actually, right?
Yeah.
Because, so pause here. So right here, right? Jarvan's ult is on cooldown. What are other big cooldowns that you need to look for?
I guess like Thresh Hook is can kill me.
Okay.
This is Caitlyn, right? No, Nico, sorry. So I think Nico already ulted. Did she? No, not yet. She didn't ult yet.
She did not ult. So if you were watching that team fight, what are things that you would have seen, right? One, Jarvan ulted, so the backline threat for you is much lower. Jax, no HP, has to probably leave the fight. Nico did not ult. Thresh has some CC. Those are the only two threats to you here right now, right? And you see that they're trying to run at your team. So the first thing that you should do is put down a W. First thing. You need to buy your team space and as much time as you can. So as Viktor, you want to kite backwards always, right? So throw down a W, force them to walk through it or around it. Do you have vision on this Jarvan right now? You do, right? So you know that Jarvan could be the most fed person on the team. Actually, if you open up the scoreboard, we can determine that. Yeah. Okay. So by far, Jarvan is the most fed person in this scenario, right? Jax is out of the fight, right? So your priority target here is actually two things. One, buying space for your team, and then you can kill this Jarvan when he tries to come back in. You don't have to kill him right now. So the first thing is putting that laser actually right in between Ashe and Lux. Right in between there. Because one, it buys both of them the time to walk backwards, and it forces Jarvan to take a bad angle. The other thing it does is it forces Nico and Thresh to go around it, right? So that's space. So that's the first thing. If Jarvan goes in early, you guys get a great kill there and shut down. And if the other two come late, boom, you have your ultimate up for that. So buying that space. Okay, so let's play. Let's press play because I noticed you do one other thing here.
Yeah, I think I thought I W'd. Yeah, that missed.
The laser missed too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you Q. Where's your ult? Where's your ult? Where's your ult? Where's your ult?
Yeah. I need to ult here, right there. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Okay, you got hit by the Thresh Q. And then the Nico stun. Yeah, everything's just gonna layer on here. Yeah. So I think like the first thing I would say is you want to make sure that you're optimizing that laser, right? That laser didn't hit anything, so that's a huge chunk of your damage missing. The second thing is actually when I play Viktor teamfights, a lot of the times I start with ult. because
Yeah.
ult is a zoning tool as well, right? So if W and ult are both zoning tools, so like even if you don't throw it on the W, throw it on the ulti. Like you're gonna mess up their whole flow. They can't just walk into that ulti, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I would think about that team fight. Um, that kind of concept of buying space and throwing your ult and W down first is very common for how you want to play team fights. So even in the future, when you're walking
Hmm.
up, don't throw a laser if you're not sure that it's going to do optimal damage.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use your
Yeah.
W to set up for your laser.
I think I thought I put the. I think I was like spamming W, like maybe I was out of my
Yeah.
range. I was like button mashing at that point,
Ah, I
but
got it.
I think I was like just pressing all my buttons. I thought I put down W, and
Gotcha.
yeah, I was just trying to do as much damage.
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, that was a
getting
mistake.
familiar with that, the range will be the first thing that I'd probably suggest to you. Um, what have you upgraded this game? I'd like to see that. What can you double click yourself? You have everything by now.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you're seven
yeah,
five six.
everything.
It's pretty late game. Okay, yeah, you have everything. Cool. Okay. You went
Yeah.
Leandries into Void Staff. Okay. How come you went Void Staff second?
I considered who would be building MR. I thought
Mm-hmm.
Thresh, Caitlyn would probably build Maul because I was the most fed player on my team, and there's a Gwen too, so she's AP as well.
Gotcha.
So and I thought Jax would also be leaning towards MR and
Gotcha.
also J4. So
Okay. Um, Shadow Flame. Uh, almost is an every game item.
mhm.
The other reason being, Jarvan has a shield. Uh, Thresh provides a shield. I don't think Nico has a shield or Jax. Anyways, I think Shadow Flame also provides some pen, right? Let me double check.
Yeah, it does.
So that I mean, yeah, I'm not criticizing the Void Staff. So Void Staff is actually a great buy because even if they have Merc treads, Void Staff is like worth it. It's definitely worth it. But in this scenario, I actually would recommend the Shadow Flame because that gives you a much stronger mid game spike than the Void Staff.
Yeah.
So try playing with that build path. Like even if you go Leandries, give it a
Mhm.
try. See how it works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shadow Flame would have been better. I would have been able to do more maybe. But
Yeah. Cool. That's some general team fight advice. Starting with W
mhm.
and ult, and then kind of using your Q to maneuver. Less so for like damage because at this point your Q gives you movement speed too. So
Yeah.
like
Okay.
using your E to like because at this point also what else does your ult do? I don't think your ult slows. Your E will slow, right?
Yeah,
So
my E is
you can
slow.
use your E to slow and maneuver the fight. Yeah.
Okay, and then just poke from out of range.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But also knowing like those big engage tools minus Nico ult are down. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I try to look out for J4 ult, but it's actually faster than I expect. Like it's up fast, you know? Like
Yeah.
yeah, and I think we get like there's another fight. This is like another fight that
Okay.
we just throw, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't ahead anyway,
We
but
could take a look at it. That's okay. The
yeah.
the gold lead. Um, there's always some way to rationalize playing league games longer, right? In this case,
Yeah.
the gold lead gets like it means less and less the later the game goes, right? So in the mid game is so depending on the side, are you pretty solid with like determining where the gold lead is or who has the gold lead or like how good would you say you are at gauging like the state of this game at any given moment?
Yeah, like who's fed and stuff.
Yeah, like where's the gold right now? Like who has the
Um
most gold?
on their team or my team?
Both. Let's do both.
Yeah, so in the beginning Gwen was 401, so it was
Okay.
her.
Okay.
I was also pretty fed. I also had a lot of gold, but
Mhm.
the other team, um, Jax was really behind in the beginning, but he caught
Yeah.
up through
Mhm.
bot lane, like through like a bot lane teleport.
Gotcha.
Um, and then Jarvan was always ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he outpaced my jungler really, really hard in the beginning.
Gotcha.
Like he invaded, he took his jungle camps. Like he knew where Sejuani was the whole time.
Yeah.
So Jarvan was very ahead. Nico was also ahead from bot lane roams. She
Mm-hmm.
sacked like CS, I remember, to go bot lane.
Mm-hmm. So there's a couple ways to think about that, right? When it's happening. One, it's like, what can I as Victor do when Jarvan's snowballing or Caitlyn's snowballing, right? And then like knowing that the game is gonna get decided by team fights, it tweaks like how you view your role, right? So like in this game, you're not the only damage carry, right? Like you have this Gwen, you have decent damage from Lux support too, as hilarious as that sounds. But you also have a strong front line. You have Sejuani. So like your build is relatively malleable in the sense, let's say you are gonna get dove, right? Like let's say Jax and Jarvan can get to you very easily. Instead of going Void Staff second, you could go Zonya's, right? Because
Yeah.
if you survive, you know that means they're spending cooldowns on you and not the Gwen. And Gwen's gonna tear them apart. So like,
Yeah.
playing a little bit more, what's the word, as an enabler, less so the damage carry, is something that you have to identify when it's happening. Because I noticed that you're going Zonya's now, right? Is that why you have the stopwatch and the codex?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say third item Zonya's here is probably too late. um, only guessing because, I also see the game ending, so that is a little obviously biased. But what I'm saying is that if Jarvan's fed, Zonya's second. Or at least hold on to a stopwatch. Because I noticed that you didn't have it in the previous fight, which is fine.
I didn't,
Maybe you
yeah.
couldn't afford it. But those are just some ideas. Another thing to think about is, like, what kind of CC is it that's available to the enemy team, right? Like, so the reason I say that is, like, in this scenario, it's like Jack's stun, it's Nico's stun, it's Thresh Hook. All of those
Yeah.
are hard CC if they land. But let's say you had a Merc Treads, right? Like, let's say you had a Merc Treads. Let's say one of them landed, and you minimize that. If they don't layer on all the other ones, you could actually walk away.
Yeah, maybe I should have gone Merc Treads this game too.
Yeah, stuff to think about in your build that might enable some of those early game or mid game team fights to be a little smoother.
Yeah, and now I see that was worded, so he would just EQ and then R over the wall, and got all three of us.
Rough, but you do have that stopwatch. Maybe it might have saved you, because the follow up isn't there, right? Like they're pretty far away. You do throw down your W in this case, which is good. I actually can't tell if your ult. I think you turned on your ult too.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, but I mean, look at him. He's got a Maw. He's got Merc Treads. He's got Gore Drinker. Like that dude ain't dying quickly.
Yeah.
He's also level 15. He's the highest level in the game, along with you and Gwen. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough scenario for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think Gwen kind of, I don't know.
She's split pushing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, she split push, and then I guess we weren't able to fight together, and this Jax got like massive.
Yeah, I mean sometimes that happens. We could talk about like should you guys even be there? That's a separate question, but also not as in your control, right? Like I guess the idea here. I don't know what led up to this moment, but looks like they're doing Baron. This looks like a good fight for you.
Yeah, who gets caught out here? Oh my.
Still looks very good. Where are you in this fight? Oh, you're there now. Perfect. This looks great. This is so free.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
I got a shutdown.
Okay, Jarvan wasted his cooldowns. Someone else is out of the fight. And you guys back off? Ah, love it. This is silver, right?
Yeah, wait, what are we thinking here? Why didn't we take
You guys should be challenging Baron. You should be pushing out top. Anyways, I see this stuff all the time. Do you use your pings to communicate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my jungler on chat right now.
Wow, you should be screaming at him to start this Baron, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. If jungle is
Wait,
your
what? Yeah.
duo, you guys should
My
do
bad.
that, Baron. You
Yeah.
should not be coming here.
Yeah. This is a grief right here. Yeah.
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 Bummer. Okay. The other option, too, is pushing out top. Like, why are you guys even running mid? You know, there's nothing... That's okay. But, anyways.
Yeah. Man, we play that. Okay, I made a mistake. Wow. Okay. Jeez. That was a 3v5.
Yeah. That was 3v5, right? So, Baron
Yeah.
push top. You could have gotten an inhib top. Anyways. Those
Yeah.
split-second decision-making, like... You should just be like... I don't know. Do you and your duo have a good, like, communication relationship? Like, how do you guys communicate?
He usually, I mean, I'll say he's good, but he's like pretty passive. He likes to play around top side a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Most of the time he doesn't, I mean, I tell him to fix my wave sometimes, like,
Yeah.
and I can show it, like the LeBlanc game that I was talking about earlier, that's what I try to do, but
Mm-hmm.
he was focused on top side.
We can watch that for a few minutes. The reason I ask is because actually my duo when we were trying to climb was also jungle mid. And I have like a whole framework on how you should be communicating with your duo if you're jungle mid. So like if that's something you're interested in, you know, we could